Well, hello everybody, it's Bella here, and I've just come on to show you how I'm finishing off my book for Roxy's Christmas Journal of Stitchery, and I thought you might like to see the process. So I hope you're all well. I'm on the mend and I'm just about there, so thank you for all your prayers and your comments and thinking about me, so I really appreciated that. So my voice may go after a bit, so I may be stopping and starting the video, but that's fine, because hopefully I could join them together. But I'll try and do as much as I can without the stopping and starting. So here we go. So this is my little pocket that I've made, this little envelope, sorry. And it can either go in like that. I finished that off yesterday. I put this little motif, like a stamp on there from somewhere in my stash. I don't know, some I printed on materials. I've got loads now because now I've got the freezer paper. So that was a good buy. So if you can't, afford the other stuff that you buy and put through your computer, then buy the freezer paper and just cut it to size. It's great. Iron it on and then peel it off. And you can use it 3 or 4 times. So that's what I've been doing. And that was the same. So there we are. That's that one. Excuse me, that's going to go on the front of my book, which is under here, so I'll put that over there. What I'm in the process of doing now is sorting out the inside of my book, and I've been about 4 or 5 days thinking about what I'm going to do inside my book and how I'm going to make the book bring it up. So I have finished my pages. Here they are. And I'll show you those in a minute. They've just all got to be stitched together. And what I've decided to do is to just make it as I would a journal. And I'm going to sew in the pamphlet style like that. And I thought that was the easiest way for me to do it because it's such a busy time now. I can't get my head around the concertina one. It's just beyond me. So I'm going to do it the way I always do my journals, and I'm going to stitch them in 1, 2, 3, and there'll be 3 signatures. But these are not actually stitched down to this material yet, so that's a big job I've got to do. So I won't be doing that, showing you that today because that's a massive job. But I thought I might do the cover. So what I've done, I've just ironed these, and these are still loose, and I thought I would show you what I was thinking of doing here. So I'll just show you the underneath, which is very messy, but it'll be covered, so I'm not going to worry about it. Because I did the blue outside and the red striped, I thought I would do some blue inside. And it's got like a little flower on it. I don't know whether you can see. So fortunately, I noticed it was the wrong way up, and I turned it round, so that was good. So that's what it looks like inside, really messy. And I'm just going to cover it over with that. But before I do that, let me just move these out of the way. Before I do that, what I thought I would do, if I can, let me just take that off for a moment. Excuse me. I've got a frog in my throat because I'm a bit nervous. I haven't made a video for weeks and weeks, as you know, so I hope you'll bear with me and stay with me. And if you do like this video, please give me a like, a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would be grateful because I need to get my channel up and running again because it's they flag, don't they, when you're not making journals, you just disappear off the grid. So I would be grateful if you would just help me along and give me a couple of thumbs up. And you know what to do, and a comment. Because YouTube just focus on the ones that are getting the likes, the comments, and the subscribing. Okay, so I'm going to pin this onto here now. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So that's 2 layers there. That's some material my sister gave me, so that was lovely. So I thought that could go under there, and that's separate, so that's going on there. I know it's not cut straight, but I really don't care. It's just meant to be messy, so don't panic. It's going to be fine. I'm wondering, yeah, I think it'll be all right. I'll just try it out before I actually stitch it on I will try it out and make sure it does, you know, it is actually in the right place in the cover. Okay, so I'm just pinning this on a moment. Now I hope you're all well and all ready for Christmas. I've actually even packed all my presents, so I've caught up there. That's why I haven't been making videos. I thought I need to get my my packing done and buying the presents. It's such a lot of work, isn't it? You know, you just got to think about these things. So there we are. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to check now they're in the position I want them to be. Pop that down there. And just see if that's going to, and I'll straighten that up when I actually glue it on, because I'll have to glue it on. I'm not quite sure these are straight actually, but I'm not going to worry, because it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's only meant to be a slow stitch journal after all said and done. And I'm not going to be too fussy. I'm just going to, you know, go with the flow. So let me just put my envelope over there. Put that down there. Here's my sewing machine. I've just got white cotton in here. And I may need, I don't want it moving, so I'm going to put another one in there. And if you get holes when you put pins in, just go like that, and the weave will just go back to normal. I expect you all know that anyway. I'm going to cut my nails, they're driving me nuts. Excuse me, coughing. But that's the way it is. So, I'm going to go around twice, because I'm going to do the outer one. Just a straight stitch on the outer one. I'm hoping you can see this. Put your needle down, ready? There we are. And then I'll go in and I'll do a zigzag inside to stop it fraying. If I can find my foot. So here we go. Now if you don't like the noise, just turn down the sound, okay? There we go. Now I know I'm going to catch this a bit, but it doesn't matter, because it'll keep it down, and then I'll probably go over the top with a zigzag anyway. So it's going to be nice and secure. I got quite a bit to show you, so bear with me. And I'll be talking about the next series that Rachel and Sarah are doing with Roxy Creations. So I've got all my spools ready to show you. So if you don't want to listen to this bit, just wind it on and catch up with me when I finish this. I really don't want to stop the video, because let me go a bit further actually. It's joining them together all the time, and it takes time, and it does really take a lot of time. Sorry, that's a bit noisy, isn't it? Sorry, but that's my usual speed. So if I was really clever and I took the time, or taken the time to learn how to speed this up, it wouldn't be so painful for you, would it? But now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go in there, but I'm going to carry on with a straight stitch for a moment. Excuse me, just to, in fact, I will turn the camera off, and then I'll give myself a good cough, and I'll come back after I've done the stitching, okay? Well, I'm back. I just want to show you the stitch I've done. I didn't do a zigzag afterwards. I did this one, which I've used last year at Christmas, and I don't know whether you can see it or not, but it looks like lights on a Christmas tree. So that's what I've used here. And I was considering using a colour, and then I changed my mind. I thought, no, I'm going to stick with the white. Now, I know it's not on straight. I know it's a bit flimsy, but that's the way it is. All right, so what I should have done, thinking about it, I should have maybe glued that onto the background, or even have put some batting underneath, which would have been nice, but it is what it is, and I've done it now. So I'm going to try and keep this as straight as I can. So I'm just going to do the last bit now, and it is quite quick. It's not one of those slow ones. And I'm just going to go in here and see if and it just goes round in a loop. And it's going to be a bit baggy because I haven't stitched it down or glued it down, so, and if it's really terrible, I'll make another one. I'm trying to get it in on the material there, so I missed a bit there. So, but the nice thing about that is you can always go back and do a little bit more, can't you? I'm going to really pull this now because otherwise it's going to puck up. I'm sorry about the noise. There we go. It will pucker a bit because, as I say, I haven't glued it down, so silly me. Turn it around again. Make sure it goes over it. That's it. I don't mind if it goes in a bit. Or adds a bit of and you don't force it through. You just now I've gone in a little bit too far there, but I had to catch that material there, so I'll bring it a bit down here. That's it. That's fine. Anyway, I hope that wasn't too painful for you. Oops, I pulled my foot off now. I think we've done the stitching anyway, so that can just come out like that. Cut the threads off. We've got our little Christmas train going over the valley there, and chugging along, and I could just hear his whistle. So that was nice, wasn't it? So, don't know whether I'll get that back on now on camera. Oh, wrong way around anyway, no wonder. Well, I'm going to leave it. Excuse me. So let me make sure you're back in screen. And there we go. I did catch a bit down there, but I might put some lace down there. But I was thinking of actually stitching the envelope onto there. I'm not quite sure what to do about that, or whether it will. I think it looks nice on there. I wish I glued that now because that is bulky. So there we are. There's a lesson for you. Glue it onto this piece first. I could have glued it on. There was no reason why I couldn't. This one's gone fine. So fortunately, that's the back. But I've got to make a decision now, haven't I, before I actually glue it onto the cover, whether or not this is going to go in there like that, which I quite like actually. But I'd have to stitch it on now. Is it going to make it bulky? Let's have a look. Let's see. So you're seeing me how I actually work now, and let me just check it on screen. Warts and all. So how bulky is this going to be? Let me take that out because that's the front. And they'll be stitched in there. Let me put that on there for a minute. It's not going to be too bad, is it? It does lift it up a little bit. It would be flatter if I didn't do that, but it's got to go in somewhere. I'm not sure. And there isn't a page where I feel it could be put on, if you know what I mean. See what I mean? This, all the pages are too busy, that's what I'm trying to say. That was my last page, by the way. Don't know whether you can see it all right. I just finished this yesterday, and I put some beads on there. And let me give you a little tip. I made a mistake. I was trying to anchor these down so they didn't flop around. Now this one actually is loose, but look how straight that is there. And I was toying with the idea of taking them off, but I was quite enjoying those. I thought they were quite different. But I did intend for them to be straight. And what I'd done, I'd zigzagged the underneath bit, and I didn't like the zigzag, like there. So I put the beads on there, but I wish now I'd left them straight and not sewn in between each one. I don't know what happened, but they went really haywire. I may take them off. I may do them again. Depends how far I get before Christmas. So that's going to go in there like that. And they'll be stitched in, as I say, as a pamphlet stitch. And that's going to be glued down there. And that's my first page. So that'll be there like that, won't it? I may even put more material over the top of this. I'm still thinking. So that didn't go on straight, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm really not going to worry about it. Oh, let me tell you a story. I was sitting in my living room yesterday, and we have 2 French doors. That's doors in my living room that you open out onto the garden. And there was this bang on the window. There's quite big windows, quite big doors. And it was a robin. So seeing that. And I brought it in. I picked it up and I brought it in, and I was trying to revive him but the shock was just too much for him, and so I had to put him in a little box, didn't I? So that was sad. That was the day before yesterday. But I love robins too, so I really did feel a bit upset about that. But anyway, so I'm just wondering whether I'm going to cover him up, whether I would just keep him as a memory of that little robin. I'm not sure it is a robin or a cardinal. I don't know what it is, but I want to put that on there. I don't know. So I'm going to stop the camera and have a little think, and then I'll come back when I've stitched these in, and when I've decided whether or not that's going to be stitched on there, and then I shall glue that on there. I won't be stitching those in yet, will I? Because I've got all this to stitch, and it's going to take me forever. So there's material in each one, look, and I've got to join those to make pages of those. So I've got to stitch, and I've got to work out how I'm going to do it without actually showing the stitches, which is a real problem. So I don't know. So I'm going to leave that, and it may be done after Christmas. I don't know, because this is really a big job. So, but I'm going to make a decision, then I'll come back once this is glued in, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video again, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes.